Hey, you guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is Ashley
Hi.
Pettigrew. Hi, Ashley.
Hello.
Hey.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're happy to have you. So, this is the first of a new series. You know, as some of you know, we had a store and we let the store go. And what's happened is it's just opened up this huge opportunity to be with people where they're at. And today we're visiting with Ashley. Now her space, she has an office very close to here, but this room turned out she has friends that actually have a recording studio. And so we're in their studio. It's pretty cool. It's just like James and I were looking at each other. Wow, it's crazy. We're in a recording studio and it just happened.
It just happened to be, so it's
Nice.
perfect.
So Ashley does coaching and has a practice of uses sound and vibration for healing. Is that right?
Yes.
And
So frequency sound therapy.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
And how did that happen?
Well, I went to school for life coaching, and I wanted something to add to my practice that was going to enhance the experience. And I just kind of got this download of information and created frequency sound therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And it really helps me connect with my clients on a deeper level.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps me get straight to the point and to get to exactly what it is the clients need to work through without taking so long.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really quick process. And I'm able to also apply musical frequency to the body, like certain points of the body that need the most healing.
No way.
Yeah, it's really neat.
And how, do you do that intuitively, or is it the equipment?
There's a process.
Is there?
Yeah. So I measure the body's frequency. I have created a program that is actually able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So subconscious, we kind of access the subconscious mind to identify what points in the body need the most healing. So where the frequency is really, really low or really, really high.
Okay.
After that, we get an overall view, like an actual number of the body frequency. And what I do is I take my equipment, so my sub pack, and I play various frequency tones to help smooth out that the stuff in the body, the junk, I would say, the junk in the body that needs healing.
So then does the lower vibration or whatever, does it leave?
It does, actually. So after we...
It's like a detox.
It is kind of like a detox.
Yeah.
So it smooths out that area in the body, but then the client gets an idea of what's going on in their body, emotionally and mentally.
Wow.
Yeah, so that they can work past it.
So you've studied this.
I have. It took me about 9 months to
Nice.
really study it.
Nice.
I researched different scientists and doctors who use or discovered frequency and how it really affects our body. And then I put together I call it a software because it's a software. I put that together and yeah.
You created the software?
I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
it gives you a picture of what's going on.
Yes.
And then what we do is we set goals around what areas. So let's say that you have a lot of low frequency in your heart. Maybe there's some pain that's triggering that. And what it's doing is it's making it very hard for you to trust people or trust your direction in life or open up in your relationship. So what we do is we work with that. So we develop a program on how you can move past that so that you can open that up more.
Past it or through it?
Through it. Move through it.
Move through it, yeah.
To move past and move on. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So people, do they have to come and see you a few times?
They do.
Yes.
Sometimes clients have more than just one thing they need to work through, right? So you can have some really low frequency or really, really, really high frequency. So really, really high is excessive,
Yes.
right? In various points of your body. So it all depends on what you're really wanting to move past. How important it is for you to work on that.
So, so lots of stuff that's happening in the body comes from ideas or belief systems in the mind.
Absolutely.
So do you help people to discover, what, the crazy shit they're thinking?
So it's all about the mental and emotional state, right?
Yes.
So it's all about moving past those false belief systems. What created that false belief system? How it got there? Why it's still there, right? What we can do to turn that around. And that's the coaching aspect of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like I have made a life of exposing my own limiting beliefs and my own judgments,
Yeah.
and on myself and others, and attempting often to surrender those, so that's what you do, is you help people to surrender those beliefs, to see them, to recognize them, to acknowledge them, to let them go.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And that comes from life experience. Like, it's been a long journey of my own, right?
Yes.
So I can identify certain things, even in relationships.
So how old were you when you first started when you figured out there was something going on here that was different, or that you needed to do some work even on yourself?
I would say consciously, 2008.
Okay.
That's when I started doing a lot of work on myself.
Yes.
And it started with just being single,
Yes.
not being in relationships.
Yes.
And working on myself.
Yeah.
And
because even the idea of being in a relationship is a belief system.
absolutely,
It's
it
like,
is.
oh my God,
Absolutely.
I'm not somebody unless I'm with somebody.
Yep.
Or
Yeah.
So
Or I need somebody to complete me.
Yes.
Because I'm not complete without that person
Yes.
in my life.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that was kind of where I was at. I was on this, like, oh, I need to be in a relationship. And then just one day, I had this awakening, I guess you can say, where my belief systems really changed. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I need to go and find myself, whatever that looks like.
Yeah, because no
right?
guy's going to do it.
No guy, no friendship, no whatever.
Yeah.
It's not
No
going
fast
to.
red car.
No.
I know, although they're nice.
They're nice. Right. So that's when my healing journey started, but I didn't realize it was a healing journey.
Yes.
It was just a aha moment.
Yes.
Right?
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's like,
Yeah.
I think that the last, I don't know, I'm going to say the last 30 years on the planet, that more and more people are waking up.
Absolutely.
We call our thing Project Awakening, and what our plan to do is to help people like you to be seen, and so that more people are inspired.
Absolutely. I think that's so important.
So you're born in Calgary?
Yes, born and raised.
Born and raised in Calgary, and your family's still here?
Yeah, so I have some family here.
Yes.
I have a lot of family that live in the U.S. But yeah, my immediate family.
Do you want to talk about your family at all?
No, really not. I think we'll leave that for another day.
The thing is that it sometimes when we share, really because so many people are in similar situations,
It's true.
and it's
true.
like, how did you, because part of being in a relationship with a man has a whole lot to do with what the relationship was like with your dad.
Right, and that's so yeah, I'm actually starting a talk show called Hear You Speak, and a lot of my story will be in there. But I will kind of go very briefly, into that dynamic.
It's my job to dig these things out.
So, yeah, no, I have had a father who was an addict for 15 years.
Yes.
So I was taught that codependency was normal, right? So I was there to help him through his addiction. And what I found was that I was attracting a lot of relationships that were kind of similar.
Similar guys, yeah.
Right? So trying to help them through their problems.
Yeah.
And it
Caretaker.
it left me in a very lonely state.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like it wasn't really helping me grow. Right? It was really diminishing my self-worth, my self-esteem. And I had to recognize that, right? But there was also part of me that felt that if I were to be this strong person in their lives, that they would love me,
Yes, right? Had to earn love.
So it was that codependent pattern for so many years.
Yes.
And it's so easy to get caught up in that, whether that be romantic relationship, friendships, even work, right? Being that people pleaser or trying to be the superhero. And what happens is you lose sight of who you are. And in 2018, that's when I had my nervous breakdown, I guess you could say. And I was like, well, what am I doing? Like,
this is crazy.
Who am I?
Yes, yeah.
Right? Without anything.
Yes.
Without my dad, without the relationships, without just the label of having a job that pays me well, right? It was just...
So none of those things are really you.
No.
You know, who is Ashley?
Absolutely.
Not even Ashley. She's this, we talked the other day, this, you know, spiritual being, having a human experience. We get so attached to the human experience.
Yes.
And we forget that we are, you know, connected to all spirit, all universe. Yeah.
Absolutely. We are just, it's kind of like we're bogged down with all of this crap that isn't ours, and then we're bogged down with crap that is ours, and we're trying to like sift through everything to understand, okay, well, who are we?
Yes.
Without all of this junk.
Yes.
And it's not an easy journey.
And then, did you find that a knowing comes beyond understanding?
Yes, absolutely. It's one of those things where you just kind of, you feel, right? It's like, I just know that I have a greater purpose.
Yes.
I know that this isn't all there is to life.
Nice.
And I know that I have to go and find it. But how do I do that?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Helping others is a good start.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
right?
Helping others is
but also helping yourself.
Yes, of course.
Filling that cup.
We get lifted up by helping others. You know, I have a friend that tells a story about getting out of this cave, you know, and this cave of desperation, this cave of loneliness, a cave of grief and fear and shame, and coming out of the cave, and because he saw a light at the end of the cave, and when he got out and he found the light, and there was a guy there with the light, and he said, now take the light and go back in and bring the rest.
That's awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
I really like that.
And that's, you know, when we become awakened, and I think that awakening comes in degrees, doesn't it?
It does. Stages, absolutely.
It's like the peeling the onion. You know? It's like, holy shit, there's more.
Because if it were to all come at once, I think we wouldn't be able to handle that.
Blow us up.
It would, we wouldn't. It's too intense.
Yes.
Good for you. Even just the small amounts, sometimes you're like, oh my God, can I get through this? Yeah.
Well, I think you really digested some big pieces about yourself.
Yeah, I did. I feel like there's a lot more. But I have. And it's just, I think it's really important to just become aware. It's also important to own your crap, right? Like, there's nothing worse than being in a situation. I've been in this situation where you just project it onto everybody else. Oh no, it's your fault. Oh, it's because I went through this in my life and this is the way I am. That victim mentality and mindset eats at you until eventually you get to a point where you're forced to face yourself. You were forced to face yourself. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. And sometimes that means cutting people out of your life, right? Well, yeah. Yeah, in order to do so.
Well, we attract different people. You said as you grew up, your dad was a practicing addict, and so yes, the men you would attract would be like that. And then now you've evolved, so you're less likely to attract those kind of men.
Yeah.
Unless it's at another level to serve them or help them.
Right. Exactly. Or to learn another lesson.
Yeah, to learn more lessons. Yeah.
Right.
But you don't have to. I did the same thing. My mom was not well, and I spent years finding women who needed me, so that I could
feel needed and wanted
and loved, so my breakthrough came many years older than yours.
Well, that's good. At least it did.
Yes.
Right.
And so, we don't need that.
No.
And it's my prayer these days is that when if it's actually not even my business anymore who I and spend time with, if I'm in a relationship, I just turn it over. It's God's business.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm not a good picker. I'm not the best picker.
Absolutely. I think it has a lot to do with also, okay, and this is kind of my view, I guess. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But I think we all automatically know what we're getting ourselves into, right? We do. We know ourselves enough to know what we're getting ourselves into, and it's up to us to ask ourselves, are we wanting to get into this to learn another lesson? Or are we wanting to get into this to actually create something, right? And we have choices. So if we get into a relationship where we feel we're with somebody who we think needs us, we got to ask ourselves, okay, what is it that we're still hanging on to that we have not healed? Or is it something that we can heal with our partner, right? Is it something that our partner and I both identify in ourselves, and we can heal that within our relationship? That's how I kind of view it. But it takes two. It's not a one-sided.
Because relationship can be a little bit of a
because no relationship's perfect.
Well, or it is perfect.
Well,
because it's a perfect workshop.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it.
A perfect workshop. And I have to say that when I said earlier that I'm not a good picker, the truth is every lady that I've spent time with, or lived with, or were perfect for me at that moment. So I take that back. I wasn't a good picker. It was just that I think now that something else is coming.
Right.
And
in a different phase.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's cool. So you have a little girl?
I do. I have a daughter, Amari. Wow. She's 6.
Wow.
She's the love of my life.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She inspires me in many, many ways. Children are, you look at them and they have that innocence. And it's something that we all had at one point in our lives.
Of course, yeah.
And you just want to preserve that. You do. You want to preserve it within yourself, but also for your child, your children.
Yeah.
And I really do feel that with the way things are changing and how we're evolving, I think us as a society will be able to create a better life for our children.
So if we're spiritually connected and we're living as close as we can to the moment, to being right here and right now, without judgment, without fear, without anger, then life is an adventure. Life is, hell, I have no idea what's going to happen next.
It's true.
And, we can actually keep that excitement of childhood
excitement, absolutely.
That enthusiasm, that innocence.
Yes.
Yes. It's only the mind that judges and says, I can't trust him, I can't trust her, or whatever.
So true.
That it brings up all of that.
And our past experiences.
And we weren't even really there. Yeah. You know what? Most of what we believe is our past experiences, in my opinion, is bullshit.
Yeah, it's true.
Because it didn't happen the way we thought it happened.
Right.
It was colored by the screens of fear that it went through. And so if I look back and realize that, hell, I don't really actually know what happened. I made up a story.
Right. Yeah.
And then I've been living in that story. And so the possibility of just letting it go.
Absolutely.
And
And I think people
being
have a
here
hard
now.
time letting it go because it's almost, sounds strange, but it's almost like a comfort,
It's identity.
right? This is comfortable for me,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
I don't want to let it go because if I let it go, what's going to happen to me?
Yeah, who will I be?
Yeah.
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 So we
It's-
are identified
Yeah.
with our story and how we look and how
Yeah.
how we dress and and where we work.
Labels.
Yeah, and you're a mom and I'm a dad.
Yeah.
Hell, I'm a granddad. And
Yeah.
all of those are they are labels. And
Yeah.
so if it can be nothing.
Well, that's the thing as I was looking at just like what would life be like if we didn't have a label for anything?
Yeah.
Like I believe that labels really trigger us to be and act a certain way.
Yeah, they're cues.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I think I'm like, okay, so what if we were just here and there was a label for absolutely nothing whatsoever? How would we play our parts in life?
Well, let's do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I think it's important.
yeah. I've been, I in my life, I've been in groups where we did that. Where we were, the first time I did a group like that was in Bali in 94.
Oh, wow.
And it was a consciousness group. We called it a consciousness group. But really, we all let go of our identities and our story and our ideas about relationship or not. And so we were really as close to the moment as possible. So if we wanted to go speak to somebody, we just did.
Yeah.
If we were attracted to somebody,
judgment.
we went with our attraction and said,
Yeah.
and it was amazing.
It was probably very empowering.
Oh,
the energy was probably really...
Sometimes it was scary
Yeah.
because, we...
Like rejection, fear.
Yes, we couldn't hide.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was exhilarating. It was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, So we became, and this is a label, but we became like family.
Yeah.
And that group, 94, there was only about 35 of us. And, those people are still like my family.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah,
you found your tribe.
I did.
So important.
I found several since.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Because you guys were all in a space where you could just let go. And everyone surrendered. No one resisted.
And we were in Bali.
And that too.
we were in Bali, and we stayed in the compound actually most of the time.
Okay.
And so it was like we were in a totally new surrounding.
Wow.
We didn't have to. Food was looked after. Everything. We didn't have to. There wasn't anything to take
think about.
Yes. Except being together, dropping the barriers.
That's amazing. I think more and more people need to do that. I would love to do that one day. Go somewhere and just. I've traveled quite a bit, but I've never done that. I've never just put myself in a situation where I'm just taken care of.
Yes, and have the freedom to that everything goes.
Yeah.
You can, there isn't interpersonal anything that isn't possible within the boundaries of people's comfort. In a sense of if in that situation that we are in, if we wanted to spend some time with somebody, you say, well, I'd like to spend some time with you, and if that person, if it was a no, they got to practice their no.
The boundary setting and the
they got to say,
truth.
well, no, it's not, no, thank you at this time, and
wow.
And it was so we were all like really honest with each other.
That's really, really good. I think that also helps with manifestation too, like being in a setting where you can just be free and open and let go. I believe that it removes so much of that blockage, those blockages that you have. And I think just being in that presence helps with the manifesting even more, because you're connecting more and you're open and you're not hanging on to all that junk.
Because our belief systems restrict us.
Yeah. That's very powerful. Absolutely.
Our belief systems restrict us. It does,
It's true.
And well, you're amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, I'm.
So tell us about your future. What are you manifesting? What are we traveling into for you?
So right now it's just really promoting frequency sound therapy and getting my talk show off the ground. It's in
When are you going to have
little
your
phases.
first guest? Who could that be?
You, if you'd like. I have a couple more episodes I need to record of my own personal story.
Are you airing them yet?
I have 2 episodes recorded. They will be aired as soon as I get my butt going on the next 2 episodes of me speaking. So I'm really wanting to get this going by October. And it's,
The episodes are kind of personal life story?
yeah, so Here You Speak is, I would like to interview people who have a story to share regarding just how they were able to move past certain things in their lives, whatever it may be.
Yep.
Inspirational stories, any resources that they can offer to people who are looking for them. But it's starting off with my story and different topics on what I've experienced and some advice I can give to the younger generation.
Yes.
Because you, in order to really heal a lot of things, you have to talk about it, right? And I'm at that point in my life where I've done the healing work on various things and I'm ready to speak about it. I'm not ashamed of anything anymore. I'm not, I'm a much open person now than I would say even 2 years ago. Yeah.
Are you meditating?
I do meditate. I do my own type of meditation. I don't follow a guideline. I just go. And this really helps.
Does it?
Yeah,
You're going
yeah.
to come and meditate with us?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We have
Tuesdays, you said.
No, Monday.
Mondays, okay.
Monday nights at 6:30.
Yep.
And we had a small group last night. It was, but we've had, we have around 20 usually
That's
that
good.
come on Monday evenings to meditate. And I'd love to have you come and sit with us.
I will.
And then Tuesday evenings are going to be more of a deeper dive. Remember we were talking about that we were, help challenge some belief systems. It's not easy for the eye to see the eye.
No.
So it's not easy for us to see ourselves. And so if somebody who's done the work, like you're saying, you're in a position where you can help lots of people.
Yeah.
And I'm in a position where after 40 years of doing the work,
That's amazing.
I can give back as well and help people to see where they're maybe holding on to an idea that is keeping them small.
Yeah.
And so the deep dive is about that. And
that would be a really
Tuesday
intense.
nights. Well, it can be intense.
Yeah, that would be great.
I'm hoping for intensity.
Yeah. No, intensity is great. It really is.
Let's
just
shake things
even,
up.
yeah,
I want
even
you to
just
leave
experience
mad.
a little bit of it.
I want you to leave mad. That bastard. He has no right to say those things to me. But then, have like 4 hours later and you're going like, oh, fuck. Okay.
And you process everything.
Yeah, he was right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am holding on to that.
Shit.
Shit. David.
Yeah. That is kind of the healing process. You get mad first, and then
Yeah.
you get mad at yourself, and then you let go, and you're
I'm
like,
never
all
going
right.
back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So when you do this sound vibrational healing,
Yeah.
does it bring stuff up for people?
Absolutely, it
Do they have
does.
tears?
Yep. Before the session, it brings stuff up, and then during the session, it kind of smooths everything out. It is intense. It also helps with manifestation really fast, like manifesting something that you're wanting light speed. It's because you're releasing and you're bringing in what it is that you truly want. So it's intense. I find it intense. I kind of was like, is this too good to be true?
I want to tie that thing on.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool process, and I love using it in my coaching because it just adds an extra step that I think is important for the client to see.
Nice.
It's that visual and to get an understanding of what's really going on energetically and how to kind of maintain that because we can feel it in our body. When something's off, we can feel it right away.
Have you ever put on children?
I have.
Yeah.
I have.
Your own daughter?
My daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if people had kids that were maybe having trouble at school
Yes,
or having...
ADHD, special needs. This sub-pack, actually, they have, I forget what it's called, but it's a foundation where they attach it to the deaf. And the deaf are actually able to feel it and hear it through their entire
You
body.
showed me that video of the whales.
when I watch it, I cry. Like, it's just so intense.
There's a boatload of folks that are hearing impaired.
It's beautiful.
And they
They
have
hooked
these,
a receiver to the ocean and
Yes.
put the sub packs on, and
they could actually feel
it.
the sounds of the whales.
Yeah.
And they were just
going crazy.
they were lit up.
Yeah,
Exciting.
It's really, really, it's a really, really amazing piece of
So how do people
technology.
find you? How do people find you?
So they can find me on frequencyandsound.com, also at Your Mind's Way, and just book a session.
So we'll put this information on
absolutely.
this video so that people can see it here. And
Thank you.
Well, I
Appreciate
think
that.
what you're doing
Thank you.
is making a difference. And good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think that it's important work.
It is. I think healing is very important. And if you have someone in your corner to kind of help you through that process,
Yes.
it's so important.
Yes.
Because doing it on your own sucks.
Yes.
Sucks.
Yeah.
So if you have a tribe that you can kind of, go to and
and not a group of people that just say, "Oh, there, you'll be okay."
No.
But people that maybe might challenge you
Absolutely.
and let you cry.
Absolutely. Holding that space is so important.
Yeah, and being good listeners. And have you got a crowd like that?
I do.
Nice.
I do. It took me a while to find.
Nice.
But I do. And I can tell you what, my healing was kind of a lone wolf healing. And
many of us like that.
yeah, I think quite a few of us are. But now that there are more people coming forward with their stories or healing and, different tools and ways for us to heal, God, like, it's so much easier. Like, it's not that struggle of I'm doing this on my own.
My friend James, who's here, is going to open a healing house.
That's so exciting.
Yes, and I think you'd be
that is
amazing
so exciting
to be part of that.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, and so that there's a lot of different modalities in the same house, in the same community, and
that is amazing.
I think you would bring something.
I would love to.
That. Yeah. I think it's going to happen soon.
Yeah.
It's going to happen soon.
We really need that,
Yes.
and it's incredible. When I heard about it today, I was like, "What the?" I was just like, "Whoa, this is
it was
perfect."
That he got here before me, and he could share that with you.
Have that conversation.
Yeah. And well, look, I just think it's so cool that we connected.
Yes.
Just to tell you guys, we've kind of found each other on LinkedIn.
Yep.
And Ashley has a profile on LinkedIn. You can go on to LinkedIn, Ashley Pettigrew, and find her. We'll probably put a link.
Sure.
We'll put it on there as well. And I was looking at her profile. And I said, "Wow, lady's doing some really cool stuff." And so that's how we.
It was perfect timing.
Yeah.
It worked out really well, and that's how
we
things
got here.
kind of work.
Yeah. So thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Can we give you a hug?
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, you guys. YouTube. Yeah, follow us on YouTube. I would love it if you follow us on YouTube and subscribe on YouTube. And that's it. Check us out on Instagram. And one other thing. So like we just did today, we're going to have a series of we'd like to interview, lots of people that are making a difference. And I think there's a lot of people that are out there working on their own and they're not connected. I want to help connect lots of folks. So if you have anybody that you can think of, really, Canada-wide, that's making a difference, that is on purpose, that has a vision, that's caring for people and lifting people up, let us know. And we want to interview them and put their name out there. And also, we're going to do a seniors series.
Cool.
So, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that's going to be really good.
We're going to do a series where at least once a week, I'd like to have an interview and say again?
Elders.
Oh, okay. I call
Elders.
It's an elders series. And okay, well, elders is a nice word. Seniors is a nice word. But, folks that have been around for a while. and that have experience. And sometimes lots of folks that have been around for a while have a lot to share, and there's no really venue for that. So we want to do that. So if you can think of anybody that is in your life that we can sit with and have a nice chat with, and tell the story of their lives, I'm so interested. I already feel touched when I think about that, because I know
it's going to be so good.
Yeah, I know that's it. Love you guys. Ashley loves you too.
Love you.
And James is here and he loves you too. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.